Thank you. Dear graduates, family, and guests, dear colleagues from IMD, it is my honor as a representative of the Institute for International Management Development in Lausanne to welcome you all to the graduation of the Executive MBA class of June 2018. IMD is a foundation by Swiss law with the mission to develop global leaders. I'm proud to direct this program because I believe it is at the core of this very mission to develop global leaders. My name is Stefan Michel. I'm the Dean of the Executive MBA and the Professor of Marketing and Service Management. While today the graduates received their diplomas for their academic achievements over the last year or years, we all know that this is a team effort. Therefore, I ask the graduates to stand up, turn around, and thank their spouses, partners, kids, parents, and friends for their critical support over the years with a warm round of applause. Blondine, please tell the kitchen that this is going to be a long graduation. What is the purpose of studying so hard for such a long time? If we asked you 2 years ago, each of you would have given us a different answer. I want to change my career. I want to move up the hierarchy. I know that I need to have more business knowledge to become the CEO, or I want to get a better job than Jimmy, who beat me in 5th grade and went out with Linda in 9th grade. The point I'm making is that if we hear from you now what you take with you, the answer to the very same questions is very different. And that's the whole point of a learning journey. You never know what you don't know. And I'm glad you gave us, IMD, the opportunity to be part of that, of your own journey. I'm also grateful to IMD and to our president, Professor Jean-François Manzoni, for his continuous support to this EMBA program, for his leadership session with you, for his mentoring to me, and for his trust in the EMBA team. Jean-François, please stand up so that we can give you a warm round of applause. We promised you 3 things when you started the program. First, you will learn more about the world. You went to Silicon Valley together, we all went to China, then some of you to Brazil, Vietnam, Kenya, and India. During this week, again, I heard several of you mentioning that the discovery expeditions were the most important, most memorable part of the learning journey. Professor Howard, Professor Anand, Dr. Hisham, please stand up so that we can thank you for this very experience. Second, we promised you to learn more about management. Now you can make a connection between customer insights, the strategy, the culture, the digital transformation, and the financial health in a real-world context under time pressure. You submitted a full-fledged case study that will help other leaders to learn from your learning. Professor Gautam Chalagala, Amit Joshi, Ina Tögel, Stefan Shiro, please stand up so that we can also thank you for your contribution. Third, we promised you to learn more about yourself. The leadership stream with the assignments, the coaching, and your work in your leadership team helped you to become a more reflective leader. There's an interesting book called The Logic of Failures. The author, Dietrich Thurner, studied how managers make decisions and which mistakes are most common among decision makers under stress. Now, among the many observations, one of these is that it's not the intelligence, it's not the IQ that separates successful from unsuccessful leaders. So when I say this in public speeches in front of executives, about half of the attendees feel a sense of relief. But what defines a successful leader in today's complex world is the ability to deal with ambiguity. Sometimes we have to be able to handle two conflicting mental models at the same time without losing our mind. This is why the focus of our program is not only in making you smarter. This is why we want you to become more reflective. Professor Ben Bryan, would you please stand up so that the guests see who transformed that Porter into a better human being? And in this, you may have thought that the purpose is to become a more successful leader, but that's not it. The more important part is that you enjoy leading people more. That's the point. Why? Because you're good at it. And your colleagues enjoy working with you and for you because you are more reflective. Sometimes I get asked, so how is this class different from other classes? A lot of things come to mind, and I'm sure the class valedictorian later tonight, the recipient of a special award, will share with us some of the highlights. I'm sure not all of them. But for me, when I observe just the last 3 days in the bunker, you demonstrated convincingly to me that a positive attitude, a willingness to help each other, mutual encouragement goes a long way. And the generals of the Swiss Armed Forces told me, you have been the best performing class in the crisis management simulation since we started. And these are generals, they never lie. And they are Swiss, so they never exaggerate. For the participants in Staff 1, you will also remember, who is Staff 1? Well, you will also remember May 31st as the day when 5 generals were waiting for you at 12:45. What is my hope and motivation as a program director? Clearly, developing global leaders is at the core of our mission at IMD. But my personal aspiration is that all of you, any single graduate, is more interested and a more interesting person than before the program. Education is not filling a brain with useful stuff. In my opinion, and I say this as an educator for over 25 years now and as a father of 2 teenage kids, education is about helping others to seek for truth and insight, to discover the world and to share knowledge. There are many boring people out there. Don't join them. Be unique, stay interested and interesting. Curiosity is the key. Being interesting and interested means that you stay curious. And curious people are not just more successful. To have them around is just more fun. We can celebrate this day together because of the efforts of many people. First, I would like to thank the graduates. First, for choosing IMD. Very smart. Thank you. For keeping the standards high throughout the year, and for helping each other and learning from each other. Then I would like to thank the families and friends of the graduates. You deserve a diploma too. I asked the president and he said no. Finally, help me thank my colleagues here from our team, from the EDS team, and I read through the list. Please hold the applause. Thank to Terry Akit, Sophie Hazi, Mathieu Pinjot, Sonia Klose, Blondine Mallet, Emily Armstrong, Victor Lolev, Douglas Gasset, Karin Fay, Catalina Gora, and Alfonso. And as a visual reminder of the whole journey, Sylvia Ischer. Thank you very much. It is a tremendous pleasure working with you on this journey, and I'm very proud to be a member of this team. A few words to the program tonight. Next, we hear the graduation speech by Hanne de Mora. Then we graduate the June 2018 class before we hear the class valedictorian to address the graduates. Followed by an official group picture here on stage. There will be a cocktail reception and then graduation dinner. I'm honored now to introduce to the graduating class Hanne de Mora. Hanne worked in her career for Procter & Gamble before she joined McKinsey. The next step in her career, she became a non-executive board member at Telenor, later Tomra System, Sandvik, AB Volvo, and is today the chairperson, among the other things, the chairperson of A-Connect. We at IMD are very happy that Hanne joined the supervisory board in 2016. I was very impressed that before joining the supervisory board, Hanne asked me whether she could sit in a few EMBA sessions. And I said, yes, with delight. That's wonderful. And I realized then that she sent a very important message as a supervisory board member, as part of the organization. She came in her busy agenda, she carved out time to come to our class because she wants to know what the heck is going on. Dear graduates, dear guests, please welcome Hanne de Mora.
It's a good to me. Thank you, Steph. The light here is so that I have to put on my glasses, I realize. Dear EMBA graduates, spouses, partners, family and friends, dear IMD colleagues, congratulations to the whole EMBA class for your achievement today. And as we heard, a big thank you to all of those who have supported their graduates during the last 18 months. I bet that many of you feel that today you have passed the finish line. But you know what? I'm sorry to disappoint you. You have not. You're still in the midst of your lifelong development journey. When I graduated from my MBA back in 1986, I was ready to become the CEO. I'd been trained to think like a CEO. And I believe that as of now, it was right up, not climbing the ladder, but just be at the top. But then when I joined Procter & Gamble, as Steph told you, I was back in the weeds. So a small piece of advice to you, don't get too frustrated on Monday morning when you're back at work and it feels like, while you made this amazing journey to become a great leader, the world around you, your company and your job did not. Today is also not a finish line. Your lives and your careers will continue to be a journey, an exciting development journey. In a world where technology advancements happen in a never-seen-before speed, and our linear thinking brains can't even grasp the implication of this exponential development, none of us has the luxury to rest on the knowledge and skills we have acquired. Let me dive into two dimensions of the development journey that I believe will make a difference to your future. The first one I like to call spike, or technical skills, and the other, yes, you got it, leadership. So let me start with the spike. When you think about your spike, you might be able to tap into experience you've gained so far, and of course, more recently, the vast knowledge that you've soaked up in this amazing EMBA program. But how relevant and how applicable will this knowledge still be in 5 to 10 years' time? Well, that's a provocative question to pose on the day of graduation. Looking back at what I learned during my MBA and what I see today, I can give you the good news that there will be pockets of knowledge that will have some continuity to it and that will not become irrelevant from one day to the next. This is true for corporate finance, for example, or critical basic accounting rules. They have been and will be around for decades, even though I must say that IFRS standards are making life a little bit more complicated for the accountants. But then there are other areas, like Steph's area, that are like marketing, that have seen a seismic shift over the last decade. When I think back at my time at Procter & Gamble and comparing it to marketing nowadays, we moved from one-way communication, lecturing our potential and existing customers. We moved from advertising that appealed to the masses, like the soap operas, to a high degree of individualization, not only of the messages, but even the offer itself. And we moved from mass audience channels like TV, radio, newspaper, magazines, to a very content-driven dynamic digital channels like websites, social media, apps, podcasts, videos, blogs, that allow for an almost one-to-one approach. So while marketing was, good luck, and still is, a core business area, the tools and approaches changed. So did the needed skills and spikes to be successful in this domain within less than 10 years. An even more dramatic shift is emerging in the implication of artificial intelligence and automation. A recent study by McKinsey estimates that around 400 million individuals could be displaced by automation and need to find new jobs by 2030. A very large number of people may need to shift occupational categories and learn new skills in the years ahead. So as leaders, we not only need to take care of our own renewal, but also be prepared to facilitate this transition to reskilling and upskilling a big part of the workforce, and sometimes completely change the company's culture and business models. Let me give you a very concrete example. I'm a board member of AB Volvo, the second largest commercial vehicle company in the world. Our core competence is to build the best heavy-duty diesel engines and drivelines in the world. Now, how relevant is that going to be 10 years down the road when at that time we believe, in order to win, it will be about electrical, connectivity, and autonomous driving. Imagine the paradigm shift in Spike for our senior leaders, including the executive committee and the board of directors. The challenge is massive. So my recommendation for how to continuously renew yourself and to keep up with this high-paced world are: continue your educational journey. Luckily for some of us, we can always come back to IMD. Leverage alumni networks and clubs, as well as selected forums to get inspired by and learn from others. Promise me that you renew yourself on the job, push yourself out of your comfort zone, and then it's always very helpful to read The Economist. Let's move on to the second element, leadership, a primary subject over the last 18 months. Not only your Spike and content knowledge is under threat to become outdated sooner or later, also the expectations toward leadership have been changing and will continue to significantly evolve. I am observing fundamental changes in how companies, we as teams and colleagues work and interact with each other, how we create value when the lines of physical and virtual organizational setups are blurring, and we move from more hierarchical structure to network communities. You probably have heard more than enough about leadership models during the course of the EMBA, but I hope I can add an element of inspiration to it. If you type inspirational leadership into Wikipedia, you get about 5,500 hits. And the most amazing is that amongst the top 100, I only read the first 100, there is no business leader to be found. There are admirals, religious leaders, and sport athletes. So does it mean that none of us are inspirational? Of course not. We are also inspirational leaders. We find them in business, but we're not in the top 100 in Wikipedia. I believe that there are 5 characteristics of inspirational leadership. Authenticity, being true to yourself, trust in others, independence, honesty, being real. Then there's direction, provide a vision, guidance, structure, focus on impact, creativity. Passion, excitement, enthusiasm, energy, and conviction. Interest in people, make people successful, genuine, being understanding. And then balance, well-rounded people, good sense of humor, followership, get inspired from other sources than just a job. When I was first exposed to these attributes some 15 years back, I was able to put words to how I feel when I'm inspired, and also what I need to do to create an inspirational work environment. Authenticity, start there. People and managers who pretend to be someone different than their real self will often use the hierarchy to get things done. Not very inspirational, and I actually don't think very effective. I personally strongly believe in independence. Independent of mind will lead to better ideas, better solutions. And then, of course, honesty. Honest, transparent feedback. I'm sure you've experienced this now. An input creative workplace where colleagues will trust each other and actually perform. Direction. When leaders and colleagues provide direction and focused on delivering impact, then you get a culture where micromanagement is no longer needed. And who likes to be micromanaged? Passion is for me the opposite of boring, and it spreads quickly. It's like the flu, it's contagious, but in a positive sense. Interest in people means to be genuinely interested in the person, not as a tool or not only in the result that the person is producing. It is well documented that companies that build intangible value, mostly through people, grow faster than those who don't. Hence, people are still the most important asset any corporation has. So how can we not be interested in them? And finally, balance. We spend a significant time of our life at and on the job, and I'm sure the spouses in the room will agree. But there's more. There is family, there's hobbies, there's learning new skills, etc. The leaders and colleagues that are able to balance are typically called role models. When reflecting on these attributes, it boils down to being and allowing oneself to be human. Just recently, I was at a 2-day intense board meeting at AB Volvo, followed by the annual General Assembly. Our CEO was on stage continuously for 3 days. After the last dinner, completely exhausted, he sat down at the piano, played and sang. Not to show off, But music is his way to relax and to drift. He was simply being human and daring to share his emotions, a CEO of a company with 100,000 employees. So the question I ask myself is, do I believe that any of these characteristics of this model might become irrelevant or less true in the exponential world? And my answer is, I don't think so. No matter how crazy the world around us is changing, staying true to these attributes may help us, all of us, thrive as leaders. In closing, I can only encourage you to take the toolbox and all the learnings and inspiration gained during the EMBA program and use them to the full potential to succeed as impactful leaders. Continue your journey, pick up new things, and on the way, use 100% of what you have on your development journey to stay ahead of you. I want to leave you with a quote from David Lim, an extraordinary Singaporean mountaineer. He said the following: successful people are not those who have 100% of everything, but those who use 100% of everything they have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hanne, and thank you for devote some of your time to our institution. We highly appreciate this. We now come to the formal part of this graduation, the distribution of the diplomas. I would like to ask my colleagues come to stage, Terry Akey, Emily Armstrong, and Blondine Mallet.
Call to the stage Claudio Agustoni, graduating with honors. Ibrahim Al-Balou. Rida Al-Shabibi. Christos Antonopoulos. David Antosik. Nathalie Bayet, graduating with honors. Elena Chabrier de la Saunière.
Alia Doumé.
Fabien Duteil.
Graduating with honors, Christophe Dutoit.
Graduating with honors and class valedictorian, Marc Ehrensperger.
Antonio Gaspar.
Laurent Gay.
Florent Joly.
Antje Kangeiser.
Graduating with honors, Gaurav Kapoor.
Graduating with honors, Torben Koch.
Andrzej Kolvas.
Vouissili Kona.
Ashraf Kordi.
Graduating with honours, Dirk Kubisch.
Thomas Kummer.
Paulo Sti Lin Liao.
Kurt Eric Lindqvist.
Christian Malek.
Claudio Melace.
Sophia Messara.
Shrivani Mulapudi.
Anandram Narasimhan.
Joël Auberson.
Itoshi Ode.
Graduating with honors, Per Outsberg.
Xavier Ponard.
Diego Peláez Ville.
Ettore Pinchiroli.
Graduating with honors, Roman Podkolzin.
Gauthier Porot.
Sunil Prabhakaran Vimala.
Based on the feedback we received from the graduating class, we decided to create a special award for a participant who is always helpful, who always brings energy and kindness to every group, to an individual who has contributed throughout the year to the learning journey of others. I have the honor to grant Mordi Rappaport this award for his outstanding contribution to the class of June 2018.
Karina Sarkis Novis.
Giancarlo Savini.
Marcus Schuller.
Angelo Signore.
Thomas Spichtig.
Henning Steineken.
Wilfried Chwanga.
Geel ten Haf.
Graduating with honors, Diana Tomimura.
Mauro Tramaceri.
Elena Trugina.
Graduating with honors, Wilhelmus van der Ven.
Charlotte van Ottekerk.
Hideto Yamoshi.
Laurence Zebut-Jones.
Étienne Zeller.
Lin Zhang.
I'm very proud of all of you. You made it, and I'm sure everyone in the room is proud of you. Please stand up so this time we can give you a round of applause. It is an academic tradition that faculty, peers, and the EMBA team select one graduate to represent the class at the graduation. And it is my pleasure and privilege to call Marc Ehrensperger on stage for his address to the class of June 2018. Marc?
Dear families and friends, dear families and friends, dear IMD faculty, dear EMBA team, and dear fellow graduates of the class June 2018. It's my honor to stand here on behalf of you, and it's really nice and a great feeling to represent this class at the graduation ceremony. The last time I was so nervous and could address an audience in such an international environment, it was in a slightly different environment. It was between North and South Korea at the border where I could represent as a Swiss delegate and oversee the armistice agreement, and I was really nervous. And that's why I always said to myself, hey, this is so a nice environment, you don't have to be nervous here. But now I feel a little bit different. It has been such a great learning journey, and it's a great privilege to know each other, to work and to learn with each other, and with so many inspiring personalities you are. We have become close friends, and I feel really honored to be part of this fantastic cohort. Today, I want to speak about the journey which made our class, about the most memorable experience and the greatest moments. Today is also the moment to be thankful and to say thanks to our IMD faculty, to the EMBA team, and most importantly, to our family and friends. And finally, this is also the opportunity to have some thoughts about our future and to look to the next step now we've mastered the EMBA journey. During the preparation of this valedictorian speech, I ask you as a class to give me your greatest experience. What are your greatest moments? Most of such moments that have been brought forward were when we as a class worked together, very often in teams, and learned from each other. Very often mentioned was also the diversity of this class, and very often also the leadership journey we went through as personalities, as leaders. A lot of class members said that it's just great to go through such a learning journey with inspiring people. And yes, this is really a fantastic and great class, and I'm so honored to be part of it. I may say on behalf of this class that this decision to join this program was one of the best decisions in our life. When I started the program, I was amazed and thrilled by the smart and cosmopolitan personalities who make up this class. We are surrounded here by lawyers, engineers, bankers, medical doctors, chemists, strategists, sales managers, CFOs, IT managers, auditors, hotel managers, entrepreneurs, and experts in corporate finance and management consultant. Wow, this diversity is so great, and these 56 personalities in terms of their nationalities and in terms of their industry backgrounds are really amazing. There is an incredible amount of talent in this room. I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to work and to learn so intensively with this group of people. At the beginning of the program, most of us run through the FBL, the Foundations of Business Leadership program. And our class was made up of 2 different FBL cohorts. But it was really nice to see with the time that we really grew together, and now we are like one big class, and I even can't remember which colleagues are from which FBL class. This is really nice. This group of EMBA graduates was shaped in the classroom by a really world-class faculty. We are privileged to have such a faculty who cared about us, who really pushed us, who challenged us, and this during the discovery expeditions and also here in Lausanne. As a class, we've experienced together Silicon Valley and China, and those trips were really unforgettable. For one, I will never forget the several opportunities to speak with young entrepreneurs in the Silicon Valley when they were talking about their learnings, about their failures, and they call it like fast-forward failure, as they say in the Valley. I also never forgot the experience in China when I saw how far and how progressed the Chinese are in terms of their mobile device technology and the related business models. They're really ahead of us, years ahead of us in Europe and also in the US. This is really amazing. There are many other such experiences that have shaped this class, including discovery expeditions to Kenya, India, Vietnam, and Brazil. I'm very excited to inform families and friends that there are individuals among us that turn the hippest club in Shanghai, the Mint, into an IMD party place where you always see the whole evening, "Thank you, IMD," on the big screen. This is really amazing. Or in Rio, where such class individuals rocked the famous Copacabana Palace with samba dancing turns energized by caipirinha. And not to forget in Mumbai, where we danced with local people the Indian traditional way, and there I think the energizer was tequila, as far as I can remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you this is a talented group. All these great experiences have shaped us on our journey. The pace was very high. As I used to say in my teams, we definitely went the extra mile. Unfortunately, all these extra miles did not help to increase our physical fitness level. So I was kind of challenged that I fit to this suit tonight, but as you see, I managed. We all have worked very hard towards this degree, writing 13 individual assignments and essays and delivered team presentations in 3 discovery expeditions and had uncountable webinars and conference calls. It was a huge undertaking on top of our responsibilities in our jobs and families. It was much, sometimes admittedly too much, but we managed it, and now we're here, standing here, and very, very happy to be graduates. But finally, this journey was very rewarding, and the learning curve has been so steep, and we are growing as leaders. I'm grateful that we all mastered the EMBA, and happy that we come through this intense program. On the other hand, I have also kind of feeling of sadness, because this is like an end of our journey, but the good thing is that as here, that we'll continue and we'll stay together as friends we are today. Now coming to them who made this experience possible, the IMD faculty, the EMBA team, and our family and friends. Here at IMD, we received a world-class education thanks to our professors. We are prepared to move and to take on whatever challenges comes next in our life. Fellow graduates, we have had an incredible high degree of academic excellence. On behalf of every one of the graduates of the EMBA class June 2018, I want to express the gratitude that we feel and thank the faculty for helping to shape us the confident IMDA graduate that we are today. Special thanks and gratitude goes to the faculty who have shaped us during our unforgettable discovery expeditions. The engagement and the commitment of the expedition leaders and their teams were phenomenal, and this made the expeditions to such a great experience. Thank you. Now, for this world-class performance, words are not enough. That's why the EMBA class June 2018 proudly presents the 2018 Oscar for teaching excellence. May I request to come forward Professor Stefan Michel as the Dean of the EMBA program and all present IMD faculty members, please. Yes, please. No, you can stay. Thank you. We all know that the IMD faculty could never deliver such a world-class performance without the great work of its fine administration in the background. The support offered by the EMBA team was exceptional. This is real extra mile style. Always being available during the core models, during the discovery expeditions, and online, as well as over the phone for any questions 56 individuals might have. We probably can never imagine how challenging it must be to keep up with the high expectations of us to the administration of such a world-class school. But the EMBA team has even exceeded our expectations and did a fantastic job. On behalf of the class, I want to express the gratitude that we feel and thank the EMBA team for taking us through this journey. That's why the EMBA team, the EMBA class of June 2019, proudly presents the 2018 Oscar for Support Excellence. May I request to come forward Mrs. Terry Eckert and all present members of the EMBA team. Okay, thank you. Today, it is also about thanking our family and friends. We all know how crucial the support during this journey is in making this experience possible. We have been away physically and mentally, being busy with all our assignments, team calls, very often during weekends, evenings and nights. It has always been good to know that we had our loved ones supporting and being understandable along this challenging journey. More personally, I would like to thank this opportunity to say thanks to my mom watching this on live stream. Yeah. I want also to say thanks to my dad watching this from above, and to my entire family and my friends who have supported me and made this journey possible. Thank you. As a class, we want to express the gratitude that we feel and say thank you for this great support. That's why the EMBA class June 2018 proudly presents the 2018 Thank You Family and Friends Oscar. And this Oscar goes to the youngest representative of the attending family members here in the room, and this is Victor. So Victor is just 6 days old. This is his lovely mother, Christelle, and EMBA graduate, Laurent. Please, a round of applause. Well, graduation day is also time to look forward to the future. I think I can say this on behalf of the whole class, that many of us feel like having mastered that journey as an enormous amount of personal growth, allowing ourselves to choose a future career path. Surely the EMBA will provide us with new opportunities. Looking at our class with the 56 amazing individuals, I undoubtedly feel the potential that we all will make an inspiring contribution to our companies, to our organizations, and also to society by being true to our values and committing ourselves to lofty goals. I feel very excited to see what lies ahead in the future, and I know that the people sitting here today and the people that support us feel the same way. The friendships that we've made as class will last a lifetime. In the same way, we have supported each other and helped each other to succeed this journey. I'm sure we'll continue to provide support for each other in future endeavors. And great that we agreed to meet each other as class on a regular basis for alumni discovery expeditions. I'm already looking very much forward to this. I will really feel honored and privileged to be part of this amazing class of June 2018. So, let's celebrate our graduation and at the same time, the birthday of our dear friend, Vasily. Happy birthday, Vasily, and congratulations to EMBA class June 2018. We did it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marc. Thank you, class, for this award. I've worked in many academic institutions, and I never worked in an institution where faculty actually work together. It's a very, very strange idea that faculty work together. Sometimes they tell us, you know, we chose this career because we didn't get along in the sandbox with the other kids, but at IMD this is different. We do work together. We don't have different institutes or different departments because the real world doesn't work in departments. And I'm very privileged to be the dean in the position to work with such great colleagues. Some of them are here. Some of them are not here because they're traveling around the world right now to find out the next expedition, to learn from managers about what is going on in the world right now. So this is a big surprise, and what makes me really happy is that you did not choose one faculty, because the signal you set is really this is a team effort, and that's what I like very much. So for that, thank you. This concludes now the formal part of the graduation. What we do now is I ask the graduates to follow the instruction by Blondine and Emily for the group picture. We do a formal group picture now, while Sophie and Mathieu show the guests away to the cocktail reception. This will then be followed by a dinner. Dear graduates, thank you for the journey and congratulations for your major achievement. Thank you.